Hey everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today it is time to finally finish our investigation into what is happening in Fallgourd Float. Ursendel, you have valuable information for me, and I need to hear it. What do you know? Ursendel has a confession to make regarding the mysterious murders. I was once a manservant in the employ of one of the oldest and proudest families in Gridania, the Dartincours. During that time, I had the honor of waiting upon Lady Amandine, the mistress of the household. Fair as summer was she, and possessed of a heart befitting her radiance. Alas, the calamity wrought a great change in her. Though my lady escaped with her life, death may well have been a kinder fate. Never will I forget the day her bandages were removed, and she beheld her disfigured face for the first time. At that moment, the kindly woman I knew ceased to be. Unable to bear the thought of being seen, my lady sequestered herself within her chambers and refused all company. This continued for many uneasy moons until one day, without warning, she began receiving queer guests. None among us knew whence they came, these masked men, but my lady believed that they would help her to regain that which she had lost. So began the rites of rejuvenation. These rituals seemed innocent enough in the beginning, but grew ever more grotesque as time went by. Eventually, there came a day when my lady bound one of her handmaidens to her bed and proceeded to mutilate the poor girl's face. Suffice it to say, she did not survive the ordeal. It fell to me to dispose of her body. I performed the dreadful task as bade, obedient servant that I was, but when the time came to return to the house, my legs refused to move. I knew then that I could not go back to that place, not after the nightmare I had witnessed. So it was that I left Hawken Manor, my home for nigh on half a century. Long did I weep for the girl who was slain, and longer still for the woman that Lady Amandine had been. Yet one cannot weep forever, and I endeavored to put the matter behind me. Indeed, I had resolved never to speak of my experience, until you appeared before me. My lady's madness must be ended, lest more innocent lives be lost. Lay her tormented soul to rest as you swore to me you would. She awaits you at Hawken Manor, on the western edge of the Central Shroud. Go now, go and do what must be done. So, masked men showed up and began helping her with some disturbing rites. I don't like this. I don't like this the slightest. Whatever La Habrea is up to, it is rather disturbing. Okay, let's head on out to Hawken Manor and see if we can put her to rest and end this series of murders. So then, we are heading out to the Central Shroud. And we are heading to an area we have been to many times before for hunting logs and side quests, but never in the main story. So I'm going to take the boring route, the slightly longer route. And we're going to show you the route to get there, and this will be the last time I have to show this, thank goodness. Alright, to get to the area where Hawken Manor is, we are going to be heading effectively towards Bent Branch, but instead of heading to Bent Branch, we're going to take a right. If you're coming from Bent Branch, you'll take a left. We're going to climb up the Matron's Lethe over here, which is the giant root you can see sticking out of the ground over there. It will allow us to ascend to the Sorrel Haven in the northwest of the Central Shroud, which also connects to the North Shroud if we chose to keep going to the northwest. And a side quest we did in Gridania will actually allow us to come out of Gridania through the White Wolf Gate and end up in the Sorrel Haven as well. Once we are here in the Sorrel Haven, it is just a matter of following the road to the south, through Hopeseed Pond, and we'll arrive at Hawken Manor. Alright, it should be this road, I believe, that will get us where we need to go. You may notice I've set a few potions onto my hotbars. I'm trying to make more use of those more frequently. We've got Potion of Strength, since that is the primary stat for Lancer, which we are playing as today. And I also set on high potions and potions just in case, though I doubt we're going to be having too much of an issue. And yeah, we don't really have any AoE attacks, unfortunately, as Lancer, which sucks, but oh well. Alright, let's just charge right on through all the floating eyes hanging around here. If we had just wandered down here sooner, I think we could have got a pretty good hint of where we needed to go in the first place. Hi, the smith is here as well. Alright, floating eye, please. Okay, there we go. Good. Into Hawken Manor we go. Alright. Let's do it with duty support as usual. A party of NPCs. We're going to be going with a Scion Marauder, Scion Conjure, and Scion Thaumaturge. Actually, hang on. Do I want to go in as Lancer today? Let me double check, because I do want to try and keep everything roughly, all the classes roughly balanced. Looks like we have not done anything as Lancer yet. So yeah, we're going to go in as Lancer for this. And you may recognize our 3 Scions who are coming with us. They are the wandering adventurers who were with us for the earlier dungeons. They also ended up joining the Scions, and I am very proud of them. And yeah, these are indeed the exact same characters who we could have played with in earlier dungeons. Alright, let's begin. I should probably eat some food. I will do that as soon as we are in. Alright, let's get started. So then, as we are going forward, I'm going to want to eat some food. Let's see. Tenacity is for tanks, so we'll skip that. Critical hit, vitality, and determination. That's not bad. Fried egg sounds like it actually could be a pretty good one, so let's go with that. There we go. We are well fed. We've got a nice bonus to our stats. The Scions are talking, and it shows up in the chat log. That is fantastic. And let's get exploring. Since I don't really have any AoE attacks, oh my god, Marauder, Scion Marauder, what are you doing? Oh god, this is not the order we wanted to go in. Ah, I know how to get through here, and you're an NPC who does not. You are an AI who does not. Okay, move. So, as we go through, I don't really have any AoE attacks, so we're gonna need to be cautious about how many enemies we pull, because the AI doesn't really understand how to use AoEs very well. Which is unfortunate, but oh well. So ideally we can just pull one enemy at a time. Let's back up. But just because we're backed up doesn't mean we have to stop fighting. We can throw our spear at them. The main enemies we're going to need to watch out for here in Hake Manor are going to be the Manor Maidservants. They are... yeah, they're gonna be the main threat we need to worry with. Oh my god, you've got so many on you. Are you okay? You look like you're doing fine at least, so that's good. But yeah, the Manor Maidservants are basically the leaders of all the enemies floating around here. They're gonna be wandering the halls. We'll run into them every now and then, and they will try and attack you with pretty big AoEs, so caution. I believe they also have gaze attacks, though I don't recall seeing them for a little while, so I could be misremembering. It is very likely, though, that we're going to have quite a few gaze abilities that we need to deal with as we head through. So definitely keep aware, alert, and be ready to not look at the enemies when the situation demands. Gosh, do I wish I had AoEs. Gosh, do I wish my party members would use AoEs. Come on, Scion Marauder, I know you have an AoE ability. You have a pretty good one, too. Anyways, we need to come into this room to get ourselves a tiny key. And let's continue our exploration. Let's see, what do we got around the corner here? Hello, I saw someone wandering off into this room. Apologies, but you must perish now. There we go. Now, is there anything else in here? I want to say there was supposed to be a key in here, but nope, looks like I was mistaken. Alright then, if we try to keep going this way, there are piles and piles of rubbish in the way, so not getting through there. Instead, we're gonna have to deal with the carpet stain and the attic bats over here. Why are you called the carpet stain? Is it because you are a slug whom leaves stains on the carpet? That seems almost too appropriate. named for what you do rather than what you are. Okay, we should be good for another cycle without using Disembowel. Let's use Life Surge on you. I cannot wait until my Lancer has the full rotation. Oh, it's gonna be a while to build up all the rotations on all of our classes, but as we get further into the game, we're gonna have some really, really nice lengthy rotations on basically everything, which is exciting. Okay, we've got another key right here. And we are on the other side of the rubbish that was in the way. Now, I'm pretty sure it's a bad idea to use the key on this door. I'm gonna use the key on this door. I want to explore a little bit, can you blame me? We got a treasure coffer, we've got some Divin mold. Hello there, mold. You're nasty. I don't know why I was worried about getting potions set onto my hotbar. I guess it's just good for emergencies. But our Marauder is doing a fantastic job at keeping them off our backs. And since I only have the one potion of strength, and it has a 5-minute cooldown on using another potion, I'm gonna save that for a boss, I think. We got some fine wax. That might be a useful crafting material. Nope, it is a... No, it is a crafting material. There it is. Search recipes with this material. Looks like it's just gonna be for furnishing for housing. Okay, fair enough. Oh, and you're laughing at me. You're laughing at me. I got something that's relatively worthless to my cause, and you're laughing. You jerk. Alright, well, at least the maid server went down pretty easy. Okay, 1, 2 to go. I know I keep saying it, but God, I wish I had an AoE rotation. I really wish I had an AoE rotation. It makes dungeons so much easier. It makes them so much better. In fact, I want an AoE rotation so badly that I'm probably gonna check when I unlock my my first AoE ability as Lancer, as soon as we are out of this fight. Though, if I had to guess, it's not going to be until we unlock the job that Lancer becomes, which will thankfully be quite soon, but not soon enough. Okay, when do we get an AoE? That comes from the job quest. Yep, okay. We are not getting an AoE until we become the job. Oh, dang it. Okay, what do we got in this room? This is a completely optional room. Absolutely nothing in here but a tiny key. Hello. To replace the one we used. Hang on, were they talking earlier? They have been talking. Neat. Okay, we got a Manor Sentry over here. Oh, and here's a gaze. Though actually something I've never been certain about. Sometimes gazes are paired with like AoEs, like circle AoEs or cone AoEs, like that one was just. If a gaze is attached to an AoE, it would seem logical that it only applies to those within the AoE. But I've never really wanted to risk checking. Now, coming up here to the north is completely optional. All we really need to do is go through that door, and then we'll be able to continue pretty quickly. Everything up here, I believe, we don't even need to touch. But I want to. I want to explore everything since we're coming here, and we are coming in here technically single player. I mean, since we're here, we might as well see what it all has to offer. There we go, the mold is down. Let's check out what's in here with our tiny key. We got a cellar of some sort with a treasure coffer, giving us manor scale greaves. Alright, let's check those out. There's gonna be shoes. Where are the shoes? Where are the shoes? Oh, shoes, not pants. That is an improvement. Let's put those on. And yeah, they'll just straight up replace what we already have. Nice. Actually, I want to see. So that's +8 to both defenses, +1 to strength, +1 to vitality, +5 to critical hit, and +1 to skill speed, but we lose determination and dexterity. Okay, that sounds fair. And also, it's better gear. Better gear is better gear. Alright, well, exploration done. Let's head on in here and see what we've got. Hello there. Now, you're not the final boss of the dungeon, so no, I'm not going to be using my strength potion on you. I'm saving that for a special occasion. Once we get to the last boss of the dungeon is when I'm planning on using it. And we've got a limit break ready. Alright, well, sure, let's do it. No point in saving that. We'll build up another limit break soon enough. And we're not going to have a second limit break bar until we get to the last boss of the dungeon anyway. There is no point in saving our limit break. Sure, it can be slightly more optimal against the last boss of the dungeon. But it's even more optimal to just use it at all. Okay, you need to stop trying to shoot me. That's getting rude and annoying. Yeah, the limit break didn't take out a huge chunk of her health, but it took out a few percentage points. It's absolutely worth making use of your tools. But, as I always say, when you are playing multiplayer, you are in a party, it is a shared resource, you need to agree with the party when to use it. Typically, the rule is going to be, DPS will use it on bosses, specifically the final boss of a dungeon, unless it is specifically needed to be used by the tank for some mechanic. If a mechanic requires the tank to use a limit break, which is very rare, but it does happen. Oh, we hit level 31, nice. Then it is obviously best to save that for the tank. And we got some manor half gloves. Let me take a look at those stats. You know what? We'll just see. Not for us, got it. But yeah, if the tank needs a limit break, you save it for the tank. But otherwise, DPS uses it on bosses is the general rule that's used, and DPSs will usually save it for the last boss. Though it is technically more efficient to use it against regular enemies, especially when you're in a big group, and especially if it's a ranged or caster DPS who's using the limit break. That would be the most optimal time to use it, but most parties don't do that. Most parties will actually get annoyed if you do that, which I don't agree with, but oh well. Okay, there is actually a shortcut in this room. You don't have to go down the stairs. You can literally just jump off the cliff and land down here, and you'll take a bit of fall damage, but who cares? There's not that much fall damage, and the enemies aren't that tough. We're playing with AI who don't fully know what they're doing, don't even know how to use AoEs properly, and we're barely taking damage. I have got to pay more attention to my disembowel buff for when that falls off. Because If I'm not using that disembowel when it's needed, then I'm going to be performing suboptimally. Not that it particularly matters that much, but I would like to have the buff. How strong is the buff? Increases damage dealt by 10% for 30 seconds. Yeah, okay, that's not insignificant. Okay, we've got several cells around here that we need to head through. This is a completely optional one. In fact, the only cell you need to open is going to be the one, I believe, on the far east end of the floor. Of this basement floor. Manor scale fingers. That sounds like... Oh, that's somehow not Dragoon. Or Lancer. Okay, well, it's not that big of spoilers to say that, yes. The, no, that is, in fact, equipable on Lancer. But yeah, it's not that big of spoilers to say that Lancer's job is going to be Dragoon. We use a spear, goddammit. Of course it's going to be. Okay, we just already have crafted gear that's as good as, if not better. Got it. Where are the... Here's the Manor half-gloves, and that's going to be for Disciples of Magic. Alright, fair enough. And we got a big crowd over here, I see. Hello. You know what? I'm going to go for the Manor Maidservant. We're going to use a Life Surge, a Feint to reduce your damage. Marauder's in pain, but okay, you're fine now. And the Maidservant's down. Good, good, good. Before she even got the AoE off. And we still got 14 minutes on the food buff, so we've been in here for 16 minutes working through this. Normally, with a regular party of players, we'd be done like in 12, I want to say, is usually how long it takes me. Okay, we got a tiny key, and another tiny key, hello. Don't mind if I do. And I checked everything in the previous cell, right? Yes, I did. Okay. Then onwards. We're getting this place nice and cleared out. Hello there. Oh, we got a lot of corpse flies down here. Nasty, nasty little critters. And then just you left. And is there actually anything in here? No. This room looks completely empty. Lovely. We came in here for nothing then. No, that's not completely fair. We are exploring. And we got another Manor Maidservant. Lovely. Hello there. Let me just refresh and disembowel since we're at the start of a fight with you. Oh, you're going down real fast. Oh, nice job with that Life Surge Vorpal Thrust. That almost took you down immediately. That was beautiful. Okay, seriously. Is the Scion Marauder really not even using AoEs to gather their attention? Or only using AoEs to gather their attention? Please, if there's 3 or more enemies for the vast majority of classes and jobs, you need to use your AoEs. It's more effective. Oh my god, AI, please. I don't know anything about strategy. It's so sad. It's almost like they're not actually artificially intelligent. Not actually focusing on the intelligent part. No, they are pretty good. They're fine enough. Come on. The not using AoE thing... The not using AoEs thing is really irritating. It makes things go way slower than they have to. And it shouldn't be that hard to, like, just put up, like, a trigger around the character and say, hey, If there's more than 3 enemies inside this trigger zone, which shouldn't even be that hard to check, it's literally, you don't even need to do the square root for the distance check, you can just compare square distances. But if there's more than 3, or at least 3 enemies inside a close enough distance to be hit, you just, it shouldn't be that hard, but they just didn't do it. And they've got so many things they're working on, I get it, but, it's one little thing that would be so nice to have. Alright, here is the actual cell we need to head into. All the rest of them are completely optional. So let's clear out these manor servitors. And then we can grab that yellow key and get out of here. Actually, you know what? You all have fun. I'm getting the yellow key. There. Now, as soon as they're dead, we can just go. Okay, there we go. This room should be clear, and we can head onwards. Now we'll just loop back around, climb over the rubble to get back to the start of this big looping cellar area. And we can use the key we found to enter the Carnation door. To find our second boss. Ooh, I believe the rule for this boss is you want to kill the Jester first. The Jester is priority. The Steward is also a menace worth fighting, and you do need to kill it, but I'm pretty sure the Jester is typically the higher priority. I don't know why, honestly, because ever since I first played the game, every party has always put a marker, kill the Jester first, and then I've never seen what happens if you kill the Steward first. And since I usually play in, multiplayer, where it goes a lot faster because everyone's very good at this and very overpowered, yeah, I don't really even have time to see what the abilities are that make us want to kill the Jester first. But I will kill the Jester as quickly as I can with a limit break. And then almost get hit by that AoE. That would have been ugly. Okay, I'm gonna put up a bloodbath because you are actually putting a bit more damage on me than I would like. And stop it with the ice spikes. Can I use leg sweep on you? I should be able to use leg sweep on you to stop you from using abilities. There we go, Jester down. And down goes the Steward. Give me that bloody parchment. And here's something that they actually changed in recent years, or recent patches. Well, like patch 6.1 or so. So it used to be that this ethereal flow did not exist. And the next place we need to go for this dungeon is we need to go back to the very start, the very beginning of the dungeon. And to do that, most players, well, basically everyone, literally everyone, until they added the ethereal flow, would have to use return in order to get back to the start of the dungeon. They added the ethereal flow, so we no longer have to do that, which is nice, especially since newer players sometimes would be very, very confused. Where the hell is the rest of the party gone? They suddenly vanished. They're just poof, they're gone, and now I have no idea where they are. Check the map. Oh, hey, they're back at the start somehow? How'd that happen? Yeah, it was not the funnest experience for new players, especially when veterans refuse to explain anything, which veterans will usually explain things, but sometimes veterans will refuse to explain things, and that can get a little annoying for new players. Thankfully, Ethereal Flow just resolves the issue. No need to know that you need to use return at that point. But yeah, with the Bloody Parchment, we can come up here to the top. And with the bloody parchment, we've discovered the Lady Amandine. What has happened to you? I'm so sorry. What the hell? You've become a Void Scent? Is that what's happened here? You look like a Void Scent to me? Oh dear. So this fight is actually a bit different from how it was originally. They changed it when they were doing the rework. It used to be that there were... Oh god, that's a gaze. Look away. But it used to be that there were 4 candles around the corners of the room. And she would occasionally light them with an AoE attack. And as long as they were lit, they would be doing damage to the entire party. It would be a little annoying, so you'd want to go and put those out, and then she'd eventually light them back up again. In addition to that, she would also summon supports. She would summon the hand servants, the maid servants, and they would actually protect her from taking damage, and she would summon the floating eyes to also act as adds and support her. There was a lot going on in this fight, and they kind of really simplified it. Okay, looks like we still have the Handmaiden. Oh, and they can use Seduce on us. Seduce being a status effect, which just forces us to just slowly walk towards them, or do whatever they want, really, with no ability to really counter that. In this case, we need to react immediately upon being released from seduction in order to look away and not get hit by the gaze. Okay, get over here. And take a feint as well so you can be a bit weaker for a bit. Okay, make sure we're looking away from the floating eye. Get away. We've almost got her. 30% of her health left. That's not bad. Let me make sure I've used Disembowel before I use a Life Surge full thrust combo. And we're almost to another limit break. We might be able to use the level 1 limit break on her at least. Oh crap. Hopefully we can use it on her. I would like to use it on her. Oh right, I forgot I was going to use a Potion of Strength. Let's use a Potion of Strength. Alright, slice. Time to die, Lady Amandine. Return to the death from which you came. Alright, we hit level 32, we got a level sync, and we learned Arm's Length, which I believe I'm going to put up there. Arm's Length is going to be anti-knockback, I want to say? Yeah, creates a barrier nullifying most knockback and draw-in effects. Additional effects, slowed plus 20% when barrier is struck. Nice. So this will basically allow us to... If enemies are going to try and push us back with an ability or pull us in with an ability, Arm's Length should protect against that. And I tend to put it up there. Alright, let's grab the treasure coffer for the Maiden's Lament Orchestrion roll. And another thing you can actually pick up in this dungeon is you can get the Succubus Triple Triad card. We actually already picked that up when we were here, when we were doing Triple Triad. I believe we got it from a booster pack? Darkness has taken root within these halls, sprung from the most unlikely of seeds. One cannot help but admire the irrepressible spirit that quickened it to life. It is a pleasure to meet you at last, adventurer. You are every bit as intriguing as our master gave us to believe. It is no ordinary mortal who can acquire 1 crystal of light, much less 3. The crystals make you strong, and it is to that strength that the light is drawn. Heidelin chose well. A pity that your existence is reconcilable with our own. We cannot well allow you to continue upon your present course. Alas, we came here not to play, but to take the measure of your strength from Master La Habrea. That task now accomplished, we take our leave of you. Fare you well, bringer of light. Lovely, so it was all just a test for us specifically. I hate that. Alright, let's get back to Ursendel. And as we're heading back, I suppose it is also worth mentioning, since we're talking about triple triad cards from dungeons, you can also get the Sahagin triple triad card from Sastasha. I believe, yeah, typically when there's going to be a triple triad card that drops in a dungeon, it will drop upon beating the last boss of the dungeon. So we would have gotten the Succubus card if it bothered to drop from Lady Amandine, and we would have gotten the Sahagin card from the last boss of Sastasha. But we already picked both those up, I believe, from either booster packs or from fighting specific people, so we don't need to worry about that. We already got them. It's not a big deal. I am very happy, however, that we got the Maiden's Lament Orchestrion roll. That's something I was worried about because those Orchestrion rolls have a rather low drop rate in dungeons, which is unideal for sure. I'll have to mark that off my list once we finished up for the day, as something that I have thankfully retrieved. Oh, we hit level 33 as Lancer. We skipped level 32 entirely. My goodness. Alright then, I'll go ahead and meet you back at Ursendel, though we are already pretty close. Hello there, Ursendel. I have returned from Hake Manor and Lady Amandine is no more. You'll be, I hope, happy to hear. You are returned. What sights awaited you within the manor? What has become of Lady Amandine? You must tell me all. It was not pleasant at all. I did what I could. But she had to be put down. She had become a void scent. So she went so far as to consort with devils. Would that I could have done more to prevent her fall. May she finally find peace in the beyond. I know not whether the masked men you encountered are the same pair that first led my lady astray, but it is plain that they are of the same vile brood. Should the chance ever present itself, promise me that you'll visit upon them tenfold the woe they have brought upon others. But who am I to speak of punishment? By my silence I allowed I know not how many innocent young women to die in unspeakable circumstances. It matters not wherefore, through misplaced loyalty, cowardice, or both, I am an abettor to a gross crime. I will surrender myself to the authorities and accept whatever punishment they deem just. I only pray that the gods will have mercy on my soul. Yeah, you didn't really do a great thing by not reporting that, but I can also kind of understand. You saw something horrifying and you didn't want to relive it. Even if it would have been far, far better had you taken that short, brief trauma to relive it for those in charge to put this to an end much sooner. People are people, people are flawed. And you made a mistake, and hopefully your punishment will be light. Let's hope therapy is his punishment, because honestly that would be more productive than anything. Then maybe the next time he comes across something like that, he'll know to actually report it. As if that's likely. Okay, back at the Waking Sands. I will... do I want to... Bremen's still out here, so it's unlikely that there's anything new. Clive... I... do not believe that there's anything new. Okay, fine. Be like that. We'll check again at the start of the next main scenario quest. I'm hoping we'll get some new setup for things. We might have new dialogue. Hello, Minfilia. I returned from my investigation and I have mixed news. I put the end to a series of serial killings, but it turns out it was a test by La Habrea's consorts. Welcome back, Satora. Full glad am I to see you safely returned. Tell me, how fared you on your sojourn in the Twelveswood? I did a lot, but I wasn't able to catch La Habrea. Two of La Habrea's minions, and they sought to measure your strength by their own admission. The devils taunt us. It is beyond doubt then. The Assyrians have begun to move in earnest. Would that we knew to what end. Yet I will not bemoan our plight. Thanks to your tireless efforts, we are at least aware of the encroaching darkness. Alas, we can only do so much. It is clear to me now that we Scions are too few to protect the realm against this threat unaided. We must needs alert the three nations to the presence of this elusive enemy, and recommend that they heighten their vigil. Sounds like a plan. There is no shortage of misery in the world that the Assyrians might exploit. We have an arduous struggle ahead of us. Yet, come what may, we must not allow ourselves to become lost to hope, for that is precisely what the enemy desires. We have gleaned all we can from the information available to us. Let us set this investigation aside for the present. Another matter has arisen that requires your attention. Let me know when you are ready to be briefed, and I will summon the others. Another matter which needs our attention. No rest for the wicked or the weary. Okay. Another main scenario quest clear. We got a level 28 weapon coffer. Who do I want to give that to? Where did it end up? It ended up here. Level 28 weapon coffer, and what was the item levels? 28 to 30. So, Lancer has a 29 weapon. Let's just go down top to bottom. 26, so Gladiator 26. So far it's looking like Gladiator at 26. Yep, it's gonna be Gladiator who's getting this weapon, it appears. Alright, let's use that weapon coffer. We got a Goatskin Targe and an El Macahuitl. Alright then, let's get that equipped and... Really? 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 Oh my god, it's completely worthless! Even the shield? Even the shield. Oh my god. Well, alright then, fine. We got nothing except for experience. Then in that case, with our investigations in the 12's complete, I suppose that will do it for today. Next time on Final Fantasy XIV, we're going to be taking on our level 30 carpentry quest, it appears, over in the Shroud, over in Gridania. And then after that, we will begin the most hated story arc in the entirety of Final Fantasy XIV. But I actually don't mind it so much. But I'm also weird, and I fully admit that. I'll see everyone next time for that.